Alright, so I just showed it, but I ran out of time, so um, already gave, quite my thoughts on the bat, but I just found out that I had two of them, but in this pile. So, two of them, and I'm sure I have a few more opened somewhere just because I had to definitely open one of these since they're so cool looking and such a great update to a rather popular figure, in my opinion, and probably many others. The Cobra Eel, the Bat, Cobra Commander, and I can't think of right now the other ones, but um, these are the ones that I'm so glad that they made, and I think they improved them, beyond anything I could have expected. And I didn't own any bats when I was a kid, and even as a collector, up until they released these 25th anniversary or 25thers, as I'm calling them, it was not very easy to find the bats or the eels, so it made it not only so much fun to find the toys and add them to my collection and everything, but to have something that I never would have owned otherwise, or at least it would have taken me a while to get them. So cool that they released these, because now I have my eels and I have my Cobra bats and I have my Cobra commanders. So at least two of them right there. And then this is another one that will show the pack for it probably later if I can still find it. But it is the Red Ninja, and if you've seen any of the comics, Devil's Due, um, and then the Marvel, the Red Ninjas were used quite a bit. I think more so later in the Marvels, and even I guess the Devil's Due issues. And so I'm glad they released them. It's kind of interesting though that they do have the 25th anniversary logo right there, and yet they could have also put from the comic series as well for these. But I have quite a few of these because of the figure, of course, and then also because of the Toys R Us exclusive that hopefully I do have and will be able to show later. Um, so anyway, so if you own quite a bit of G.I. Joe figures or collection or whatever, you probably have a few Cobra Hisses in your arsenal. And so it was rather cool, and I think I've already mentioned this before, that I'm glad they released the Cobra Hiss driver, and he was pretty easy to find. So anytime I went into the store and I found him and couldn't find anything else, I went ahead and bought him. So I have quite a few open somewhere, I'm sure. And I also have one, two, three, four, five. So at least right here, I have five of the Cobra Hiss driver, and so if I'm ever able to have the room, I can definitely have all my hisses have a driver, because I doubt I own five or more hisses, so that's definitely cool. And then this is another one that I feel like they could have put the from the comic series on, and if they didn't put the 25th logo up there, and that is the Cobra Air Trooper, because I believe they got this from the issue. I wish I could think of it right now, but the issue that has Scarlet riding a motorcycle trying to escape from them. So rather cool that they made this figure, and of course it's a good use of the molds that they had, because it uses the trooper slash officer uh, mold for the most part, and then you have the backpack that I believe was released in the Ultimate Battle Pack, and then also in the Best of the 80s pack, because Duke uses it, and then Stalker uses it in the Ultimate battle pack. So I have two of these. I'm sure I've opened some. I have a feeling that one was released in one of the 5 packs or 7 packs as well. So just don't really have the room for these right now. So that's the only reason I haven't opened these two. And then I think I already did that one. Let's go on to, I guess, uh, flamethrower blowtorch. Um, Very awesome to have this figure. Never had him as a kid. I feel like I have him though as a 80s figure somewhere, and because I'm thinking I've seen this color before, and so definitely cool that they updated him. I think the only downside with this figure is, at least on the one that I have that's open, his mask right there doesn't like to stay up. So I think I bought some of that putty stuff that I did a video for, and that I'm sure Dave of one of three nights knows I'm talking about. So I think I might have to use some of that stuff to kind of hold that mask up. But anyway, so one of them here, and then one opened, and then I also feel like I have the 80s version of him as well. Then we've got Barbecue here. Another great figure. Think the only kind of downside with him, though, is you don't get to see his face. And it would have been kind of cool if you could, because you can't remove his helmet. And it's mostly because I feel like I know what he looks like in a way because of the episode in the old G.I. Joe cartoon called the Viper or something like that, and it turned out it was the window wiper guy come to clean his windows. That, I think, sticks with me. That was such a funny, great cartoon episode. So that's one reason I think this figure is like so cool to me, and would even be even cooler if his mask came off, because if I remember correctly, he had like red hair. So I kind of feel like I would know what he looked like if they had done it. So one of him, and then one opened. And then, of course, this is one that I have more than one of, and it's kind of cool that they released him, and I'm sure everyone right now knows who this is. And this is supposed to be Specialist Matte Tracker, and I have this one here. And then I also have, because it's just right up here, I didn't know that, but right up here. So there's two of him. And definitely probably will open him. I'm not 100%, but it's mostly because other than the base body here, this helicopter pack that he comes with, and even the gun that he comes with right there, is, I believe, exactly the same stuff that came with, I can't think of his name right now, but the figure that was one of Destro's Iron Grenadier Troopers came with this pack. So kind of cool. Again, I think I've mentioned this before, that it's nice to see them able to use some of the stuff that I remember and also own from the 80s, and yet it still looks so good and great compared to, it doesn't look dated at all. It still looks very futuristic. Alright, so on to the next video. Alright, thanks you all. See you later. Bye.